U.S Iran peace talks in Islamabad are now centered around one key demand. U.S President Donald Trump has made it clear any deal with Iran must guarantee that Tehran does not obtain a nuclear weapon. So rigid, I must say. Well, speaking before the peace talks even could begin, Trump actually called demand 99% of the agreement. He said the United States is focused primarily on preventing from both developing nuclear capabilities and having using them. The statement has set a difficult tone for both negotiations expected to begin in Pakistan's capital. Trump also emphasized another major issue, the Strait of Hormuz. He said another 1%, the rule will remain open with or without Iran's support. The waterway is critical for both the global energy and oil supply, while carrying near 1/5 of the world's crude oil. Strait of Hormuz remains very important for both sides, and any disruption there could now impact the oil prices and the global markets. Well, to lead the talks, Trump has sent Vice President J.D. Vance to Islamabad. The U.S. delegation also includes Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner. Well, this team traveled via Paris before heading to Pakistan. And on the other side of the story, Iran's delegation, led by Parliamentary Speaker Mohammad Baqir Ghalibaf, has now reached Islamabad with the Minister Abbas Araghchi. Well, both sides have struck a cautious tone ahead of the discussions. And with that being said, J.D. Vance said that it remains hopeful for the positive outcomes, warned that the U.S. negotiating team will not be receptive if Iran's attempts to delay or to complicate the process. Meanwhile, Iran signaled disgust, saying past negotiations with Washington ended in broken promises. Tehran has also placed conditions of its own. Iran wants a ceasefire in Lebanon and releases of the frozen financial assets before deeper progresses that can be made. These demands could complicate the negotiation furthermore, be it any side, US or Iran. The talks come at the weeks of fighting and fragile ceasefire between US and Iran. However, the violence in the border, basically the border region, continues. Lebanese authorities say that thousands have been affected by the recent escalation, highlighting the urgency of diplomatic efforts. Well, now at this point, analysts say that both sides are entering talks and the strong positions but limited trust. The US is focusing on nuclear restrictions and maritime security. Iran is pushing the economic relief and the regional ceasefire. Now the key question is, will diplomacy bridge the gap or will it harden the conditions that stall progress? Because in high-stake negotiations like this, where a third-party country is involved, one demand can actually shape the entire outcome. And right now, the future of the talks may depend on whether both sides can actually move beyond their non-negotiables or not. Well, now all eyes are now on the peak talks.